Actually, I might be live already. Let me get a drink and we'll get this going. Cool. Hey, it looks like I am live. Chat's confirming it, so let me just get this going. So, hey, everybody. I'm Joshua. Today is, let me see, May 28th, 2017, and today I'm working on my video game Delver. You can see the webpage behind my head here. It is delvergame.com. For those of you who don't know, Delver is a procedural dungeon crawler with fantasy, roguelike, and first-person shooter elements. We are currently in early access. We've been working on Delver for about 4 or 5 years now in our free time. We're trying to get this thing wrapped up. So if you want to support us, you can buy it on Steam for $7.99, or you can buy it at Humble for the same price, and you also get a Steam key. The Steam build is the one that is most up to date. We will probably wait until full release sometime later this year to actually update our other platforms that we support. When I say we, I mean there are two of us. I'm Joshua. I'm the art guy. I do all the 2D, 3D art. I do some level design. Let me see what else. Again, we're a small team, so we do a lot of different things. So today I'm probably just going to work on Delver, do some art, maybe some programming. Cool. It looks like it's good. So let me go ahead and close this out. So this is also, apologies, this is a new computer that I built since last stream. So hopefully I've got everything configured correctly. If not, I apologize. So if audio levels are off or anything like that, let me know. Let's go to repositories, Delver, status. It looks like we're up to date. Let me do a quick Git log, and I'll kind of cover the last week of development. For me, it's been pretty quiet, mostly because I've been working on other things. Let's see what's going on. Yep, I'm just doing a Git log, one line. Hopefully you can read that all right. Maybe the font needs to come up just a touch. So 24 maybe. There we go. I think that's where it used to live. Webcam isn't as responsive. Weird. Yeah, no, I had. It's strange because it used to be on a USB hub, and now it's hooked up directly to my machine, and I'm not sure why it's behaving the way that it is. At first, I thought it was not going to work at all. Maybe I need to update the drivers. I don't know. I'll fiddle around with it. Yeah, so it looks like it's been a pretty productive week. Looks like sprite animations not playing warped to a loaded level. This is probably this is around the work that Chad has been adding in, the ability to kind of dynamically create new dungeon areas, and these are kind of like little forking paths. And I think he says around right sprite animations not playing correctly when you warp into. So you can warp. So you can branch, and then you can go back up the branch. I think that's what he's talking about. He added a can't step up on flag for entities because mobs would try to walk on top of projectiles. So mobs would try to walk on top of fireballs and stuff, which is funny. Hey Javier. Let me see. Yep. So I cleaned up. Looks like I think IML might be IntelliJ specific stuff or build artifacts that don't need to worry about. Again, cleaning up. Yeah, there's some import statement that got pulled in erroneously, and it was breaking my build, so I fixed that. Looks like Chad added a draw distance setting for entities, which might be nice, especially in the overworld. We might want to turn entities off if they're a certain distance away from the player, which just makes sense. Particle emitters set the draw distance to match based on their spawn particles. Remove draw distance testing code from sprite. Torch particle emitters no longer offset strangely after level load. That's cool. Yeah, that was a known issue that I had discovered. And then look like Chad shored that up. Reduce time spent burning player on the. Oh yeah, so it looks like the fire damage, or the player on fire time has been tweaked a little bit. So hefty items are now slow instead of quick. Aww. Level warps can lead to generated levels now, which is cool. And you could probably, I think Chad was implying that you could just have this recurse forever. if you really wanted to. Level warp show a load screen, which is good. They skip it when the editor, that makes sense. Levels can have an objective prefab to them. Triggered warps, ooh, so some interesting stuff I need to play with. Levels can have objective prefab to spawn. Triggered warps can't set this value. Interesting. Level templates can pick their own loading screen or loading backgrounds now. That's cool. That's also probably modders would like that. More noodling on loading screens. The fog sprites are kind of cool. These are I think they have alpha, and as you get closer to them, they fade out. So it has kind of an interesting effect. Chad and I were talking. I'm not sure if this is if the look will fit Delver, but I'm more than willing to try to see what we can do with it. Looks like Chad is also doing some under the hood work around unifying the game and editor renderer. It's always nice that you just have one single source of truth. So just having one renderer makes the most sense. Getting dynamic lights and projected decals working in editor. So it looks like there's been some cleanup in the editor. Editor grid blends. I think this is just a cosmetic change. Fixing editor preview lighting on transparent sprites. And fixing scaling sprite beams when crossed on draw mode. So just some good all over fixes and stuff. Cool. So let me see. Let me see if I can preview some of this editor stuff and make sure that my build is actually working. I think I tested this. So let's see. I don't want to build config, git ignore. Let me see. Kodrick says, show us the frog sprites. That sounds amazing. Bigger Nice says, please add option to disable different colored air tint to the different areas. I think the sewers look better with the symbol lighting of the caves. I disagree. I think it's just a taste thing. But I want the areas to feel distinct, and adding colored fog is a way of doing that. I'm certainly up for tweaking the color, but I don't want to remove it entirely. I want the areas to look and feel different. If they all felt samey, that's just that's not interesting. Cool. So looks like the grid is definitely a little bit not as bright. What else did he do with the editor? Looks just some renderer stuff. Sprite beam. So if I add a sprite beam, basic sprite beam, cool. And yeah, that's the render mode cross. There's also line. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can render sprite beams. They're just making it honor the scale. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's just making sure that actually honors that property. I meant to go to GitHub, not to the editor or the history. No. What am I thinking of? Oh yeah, here. I think that's all the editor stuff. Let me actually pop into the game proper then and take a look at the fog stuff, because I think he put fog stuff right in the start area. Okay, so Delver actually launched, so that's good. Hey, Bluestone. Cool. So yeah, see, he also added a little bit of that to the campfire. Yeah, I definitely don't like the smooth shadows. I might play around with kind of making it a little bit more, what is the word? Lo-fi? But it's an interesting effect. That is certain. Yeah, I wonder if I can actually add some more form to this. Yeah, let's poke around and see what we can do with this real quick before hopping into the dungeon area refresh. Okay, let's take a look at that commit. Oh, I am clicking all over the place today. Also, I guess when I downloaded the recent GitHub client, it's different, so that's a little bit of a adjustment as well. Where did he add that? Okay. Fog.ping. Let's play around with that. Assets. Fog.ping. And so it looks like there are two. Hard to see because of, yeah. So I just dropped a black background on that so we can actually see, because they're alpha. They have alpha values. I wonder if I drew something that looks more like a cloud and just give it a little bit more definite. Dakota says, so in the Git log it said custom warps can lead to generated levels. What does that mean? I assume that it means they can lead to generated levels. Right now, it used to be, like, for example, if I hop back into Delver, and we just load up the camp again. You could walk over to the waterfall, and then this would take you to the waterfall area. And this is a hand-built area. And the first implementation of these level warps would only take you to a hand-built area. And I think now they support taking you to a generated dungeon level. So we get a small load screen there and no load screen on the way back. That just might be the way that it's configured in the editor. Cool. So for Delver, the load screen should definitely be consistent across the board. If I go, oh, okay, the L key here crashes the game, so that's good to know. I was curious what would happen if I did that. But it is the debug menu, so your mileage may vary. Erase, play. Yeah, so it looks like, yeah, I think we should definitely have just one load screen rather than the two, but it is interesting. And there's no load screen on the way out here, so at least internally for Delver, I think we should always have load screens in between level loads. I think that just makes sense. Cool, yeah, so let's play around with some of this stuff. I think also if I look at this, and I think I have particle.ping. My particle is large. I mean, my puffs really aren't super detailed. Maybe just a tiny little bit of shading. Let's try that. Okay, so what to do? So let me just on that. Let me edit my grids real quick. There we go. Do subdivisions on that is fine. Dakota says, actually a better question for you. When is the June update coming? Do you have an ETA? I am not sure. Delver work has been slow due to I've been doing some contract work, so that has been taking priority, and I haven't been getting as much work done on Delver as I would like. Let's try just a simple cloud-looking thing here and see if that actually looks okay or not. It's slightly blue. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna go quick, see what I can make. I think I'm gonna do something just that looks a little bit more traditional, like what Delver has already, and then maybe just drop the alpha on that and see how that actually looks in game. Okay. So also let's move this to its own layer. And turn this down to like 50. 50% transparent. Let's mark it down. Let's save it. And then let's load Delver and see how that looks. Francisco Valum says, alguien que me puede transferir una cosa. Occasions when I use an item near a teleporter, demande detrás. It sounds like I think he might be asking about teleporting into solid stuff, like occasionally maybe teleporting into an enemy. I'm not quite sure. Let me drop that into Google Translate and see what it says. Yeah, it looks like he's getting stuck in walls. That shouldn't be happening. Yeah, if you can consistently get it to happen, please let me know. Yeah, I was gonna preview the fog, see if it looks any better. Thank you, Javier. I appreciate that. Yeah, they look too much like clouds. Let me try lowering the opacity even further on that. But only if you use an item afterwards? Before. Interesting. So it looks like Francisco is saying you use an item and you go through a teleporter. I haven't made any code changes, why? And now they're super subtle. Maybe even to the point of not being able to really see them. Maybe, yeah. I think Chad, his initial implementation of them, they were way flatter. Maybe that makes more sense. Let me. Um, Why was what open? Why? Try flattening these out a little bit. Maybe 30%? Flatten, say. Friendly Chicken Food says, how many devs does Delver have? There are two of us working on this project. I'm Joshua, I'm the art guy, and the other person is Chad. He is the lead programmer, or only programmer. I kind of do programming sometimes. Um, um, hmm. 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 Let me try playing around with maybe adding maybe try painting the alpha by hand. Maybe that would give me a result that I'm more into. Let's see. I think I can just by going to the channels tab, new channel. Or new. That should be that's like 50% right there, I believe. So it's hard to visualize in Photoshop like the actual amount of alpha you're getting, but um, so that's there. Let me pull this down by half. Just try to, so I can kind of manually make this more interesting. I've never done something like this before, so there's going to be definitely some trial and error trying to get this to come out how I like it. But you know, I think the nice thing about working on our own project is I definitely get the opportunity to experiment with things I've never done before. That's always cool. Thank you kindly. Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed both programming and art. Typically, my day job has been as a programmer, and then I've done art in my free time because I enjoy it, and also because it's a nice change of pace for my brain. Um, okay. Yeah, I wonder how like kind of traditional um, approaches to pixel art on alpha channels will actually translate. If that will actually translate or not, and that's the wrong direction, Joshua. Okay, and then this one and that one. So somewhere in between those here. Try to go the other direction with the AA. I've never really done AA for alpha before. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't look like just garbage because that would make me sad. But if it does, I could need to take a moment to figure out if it's just not working or if my approach is wrong. Okay, so channels, all those, and then I need to merge that. Can I merge that down? Can I apply the alpha channel? Hmm. Merge channel. Like it's still preserved. Sometimes Photoshop is weird about save as ping fog not font fog.ping save sure no compression, no interlace. Did it actually preserve my my alpha changes though? That's the thing I'm worried about. Let's take a peek. Cool. Yeah, so Photoshop did not honor my alpha settings at all. But this gives you a good idea of what we're doing. So if that's fully opaque, as you walk towards it, the shader makes it more and more transparent. I just need to play around with the original transparency values to hopefully make it look a little bit better. Okay, Photoshop. So why are you? Oh, I think the trick is how to do this. Shop by alpha channel to layer. How do I do that? Not create alpha mask. Because Photoshop has a couple different concepts of alpha, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to make it behave like I want it to. Right now I'm just doing some Photoshop Googling. Is there another format that supports alpha that I could save as in like I think GIF only supports 1-bit alpha, which is not what I want. Does Targa support? Does Targa support? Okay. Let's try saving as a Targa file and then file save as. Let's just throw it on the desktop because so log.targa save 32 bits. What the heck? Then let's open this back up. Yeah, so it definitely did not preserve the alpha whatsoever. If anybody in chat knows how to do this, please let me know. Folks are asking about what's the weird thief.ping in the files. Thief.ping? If anything, it's probably just a vestigial item. Delver, Dungeoneer, assets. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Yeah. Can't remember. I don't know if I have a hex editor on my new machine quite yet. Thief.ping. It's 61K. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we use it anywhere. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so let me try that. So for if you folks were, what I did is I control clicked this, and that's saying I'm not going to show you the marching ants, which is okay. And then with that selection, I pasted it as a layer up here. It looks like it did the alpha correctly. So let me get rid of that. Let me and save it. Yeah, because I guess I'm gonna save this as fog.ping. I guess Photoshop has a concept of layer opacity and an alpha channel, and apparently they are two different things. Wait. Yeah, it looks like it's all one alpha value though. I can't tell. I cannot tell. Let me go back to what Chad was doing. That maybe makes sense. Delete, and just add a dark background layer. Nope. Then maybe up here. Do some gross gradient stuff, I suppose. Let's just make a selection. Then go to our gradient. Let's put white as our primary color. Shift G. Okay, that usually does it. Whatever. I want something like that. Kind of playing around with what the gradient's gonna look like. Code says, can you make the fog so you can set the alpha before walking towards it? I'm not sure what you mean. What I can do, I suppose, is I can duplicate this, drag it over, and just do that. Gross. Dakota says, have like an alpha 1.0 for the fog. I don't know. I think this is all done in a shader, not actually properties on any sort of item. I think it only applies to fog. If you want alpha 1.0, you have to set it in the texture itself. And then we just lerp that as the player gets closer. What the heck? Try that. Friendly Chicken Food says, have you tried a sprite? Yeah, well, I think, I can, let me see if I can tell myself. Do I have? Pop up in Steam real quick. Erase and play. This is just, again, I think I'm just still fiddling with fog values. I think after this, I'm going to be done fiddling with fog values. Let me get back to the stuff I'm actually supposed to be working on. Yeah, that doesn't look. Yeah, that looks bad because you get lots of banding from the gradient effect. So yeah, I'll play around with something more appropriate for Delver, maybe a little bit more hand authored. Yeah, well, I'm sure I can find something cool or some cool use of that, if not for the intended. So I'm not going to worry about that anymore. And software, I've used a sprite for 39 minutes, so not enough to really speak too well about it. But I've used Pixel Edit, and I've used GFX Edit, and I use Graphic Scale, and I use Photoshop. These days, I mostly use just Photoshop and Pixel Edit. Those are the two pixel art programs I kind of go to the most. So let me close this. No, close this. Let me just revert my changes because they're not good. So discard changes. Sure. All right. Let me. So I have been working out of new dungeon theme. So let me switch to that. Let me see if I can easily branch update from default. Found some merge conflicts. Oh boy. Oh lord. What are the merge conflicts? Info.dat and start.bin. So I guess I don't need. I haven't made changes to these, I don't think, so I can. Oh, maybe. Um, so let's look at that one. Info.dat. Alt one dungeon here, assets generator dungeon. There we go. Yeah, so I think I just added those. So I can just take those. Yeah. Yeah, looks like there's some new properties on the map. So I can just straight up. Well, the green of the addition. I can just take it, but I'm worried that this is going to goof up. I think that should be correct. Let me verify this JSON real quick. Let me just try running. Well, there's another breaking change in there too. Input of data start.bin. Let me just discard changes. Let me try running and see what happens. BB3K4I says hi. Hello. Thanks for coming to hang out on my stream. Let me pop down a level just to make sure I haven't broken the world, and I think we're okay. Oh yeah, because this is my random generator doing weird things. Thought I'd change that offset, but maybe not. Let's see, window on a wall, and it was an entity window which should have had the offset. Should attach to wall, but not to floor. Entities.deck. Yeah, the Z offset should be correct. So why is it not preserving it? Do we have some conflicting changes that are smushing mine? Should be level. Info, I think is correct. Yeah. Decorate wall. Yeah, these are my changes, it looks like. Cool. Yeah, Z. Oh, I wonder if I have unstaged changes on my other machine that I haven't actually pushed out to origin yet, because this is my new machine. Hey, Michael, how are you, sir? This should be the plus equals. That should preserve it. Let me open up my let's open up in the editor and see if it behaves correctly there. Levels, test, new dungeon theme. For some reason, it's not working again. Yeah, I wonder if I have some unstaged changes that are not. Let me check. Well, let me check real quick. So yeah, it does look like I have some unstaged changes. Let me fix. Let me. Okay, yeah. Let me see. Let me see if that is fixed. Let me see if that fixes things. So let's do this. Let's do here. Let's do a git reset head dash dash hard git status. Okay. Git clean dash fd. That is cool. So we are clean on my feature branch. So this should work as I expect it. Let me fire it up and see if it places things correctly or not. Hey Chad, how are you, sir? Levels test load place or play. Okay, so let me try going back and updating again. Branch update from defaults. Okay, discard those changes. Then yeah, discard changes, and then on the info.dat, I just need to clean that up again. And I think I can just get rid of this. I think that should be fine. Fortunately, I kept my old machine. I haven't touched anything yet until I'm sure that everything I need off of it is off of it. Uh, so apologies for having to run over to it and commit something real quick, which is, I guess, a good reminder that you should commit often. Something's still broken. Oh, Joshua. Might also be. Might be with the groups as well. If it's just a mesh, I think it works okay. Sure, I don't have all these goofed up beyond recognition now. If you do mess up your JSON, things won't work quite right. File open. Test. Load. Oh. Delve edit null. That's curious. Oh. Am I breaking existing entities? Yeah, let's try. So I think that's what's happening. Let me go to my changes, and then for entities.dat, let me discard this. And then I think I just went over into the info.dat, and then just instead of referencing the prefab, keep that prefab there. Just lift the mesh out of it for testing. So window. For some reason, it feels like this past week was very long, and I for the life of me, cannot remember what I did last stream. So apologies for that. Yeah, so let me just replace this prefab with just a model. See how that goes. Go low. Like, yeah, no, it's still all kinds of messed up. That is too bad. I felt like we had this working last time. Now it's broken again. Okay. Let me see. I know I was in level.java and I was looking at decorate wall width. Okay. And I remember the crux of it up here was mostly just this right here. If it's not attached to floor, we don't set the absolute floor height. But let's just try setting a breakpoint here and see how things are behaving. Test and go load. Pop into game. Didn't even hit that. Interesting. Interesting. Info.dat. Good. Attached to wall should be true. Attached to floor, or is it? Oh, maybe I need to attach to wall true. I think attached to floor might be true by default. Save that and then see if it'll hot load it. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that should go. Let me just continue. Whoa! That was strange. Yeah, but it's still not preserving the Z offset for some odd reason for these guys. Um, well, let's just dig into this a little bit. So this object I'm working with is a model. The test window is what we want. So its current Z is 0. Why does it current Z 0? Its current Z is 0 probably because I didn't actually copy that over. Let's check. No, that should be. That should. Wait, that was a collision height. Okay, so look at this. What's the Z property on this group? Yeah, I think it's just because the Z isn't set. So let's set it. And not on the. This is the gen info object. I want to set it on the actual model. Let's just set it to 1.0. Sorry, folks, I'm feeling really off today. I'm not sure why. Yeah, the editor gets some weird artifacts when hitting a breakpoint. Yeah, there we go. Well, close-ish. I think it's because of the collision stuff is now goofed. Let me try flipping the collision coordinates on this mesh object here. This should be 0.65. This one should be 0.5. Let's save and give it another spin. There we go. That's looking more or less like we were wanting it. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. Like I've already ran errands today with my family, so I think I'm just like just mentally like a little off already. And it's getting warmer too. Like it's getting hot. At least for the Pacific Northwest. Like, what's this guy? Chad. What's that all about? Yeah. Are these gen infos that are kind of being placed in the editor? That's new since because this should be trying to merge in develop into my little branch here. That's interesting. But I'm happy that we got so that straightening that stuff out. I think let me try putting the prefab back down and seeing if it was just that or placing a group rather than a prefab. So let's go to spawns here and paste. We can clean this up a little bit. Yeah. So again, this should be, I think this should go back to being stuck on the floor, but that's okay. Yeah, again, the collision needs to be fixed, and it looks like everything, yeah, so it looks like the groups aren't being rotated correctly. Yeah, let's just go back to this. Fine. Again, I probably focus more on art, and then maybe off stream or whenever work on actually getting this stuff behaving a little bit more correctly. But it is nice that it's getting plopped where I want it, and it shouldn't be getting like if I no clip out of the level, it should not be getting placed in this short area. So it shouldn't be getting placed in the void, and it should not overlap stuff, but this is a group and the group collision is off, so that also needs work, needs some love. Cool. Oh, maybe I'll just chill for a little bit and do some art. Let's see how that works. Again, I have a sneaking fear that that my Blender file is going to be all kinds of crazy. So file, open. Where did I keep that? Documents, 3D models, Delver props. There we go. The world is broken. Okay. I think I can just do something like I think actually Blender has built-in support for this sort of thing. So if you ever like you move a Blender file on your file system somewhere, and when you open it back up again, if you get this pink texture, it means that it can't find some from in my case, I'm pretty sure it's missing the texture. So like here, this doesn't exist anymore. I think I can do file, external data, and then I could say find missing files, and then I could point it to say Delver assets, find missing files. I think that kind of worked, maybe. Let's look at some of my other scenes. So dungeon scene, that looks fine. Well, ish. What about sewer? No, sewer is all kinds of janky. I think it has to do with like a lot of my stuff reuses names. Let me just close this out. Let's not save it. Relaunch. I can just manually edit all the paths because I'm pretty sure I can fix them that way. So Delver props, and let's look at my. Actually, let's go local view. No. Materials, sewer meshes. I think when I recreated my repositories, I got rid of the. There we go. Yeah, that's what ended up happening. That's not obnoxious. What? Yeah, because I had subdirectories under my repository, but to be honest, I mostly use GitHub these days, so that there's no real need to like discern between like because I think I had like GitHub and Bitbucket and all the different like I guess offerings that were out there, but it doesn't matter. It'd be nice to be able to. I think what messes it up is the files use the same name but live in different directories. Like there's a meshes for the dungeon, there's a meshes for the sewers, etc. I believe Chad is probably the one who made the Delver website. Why do you ask? Sorry, I'm just going to kind of just zone out and do all this real quick. There we go. All this stuff looks straightened out. There we go. Missed that one. Oh, this one doesn't have any. Interesting. Okay, there's no textures on these. Okay, let's go to the next scene. Just kind of slowly work our way through these and fix all our files. no material on these. That's also why it's. I should have a sewer texture. I think is what I'm looking for, and then I think that's right-ish. Looks like it's off though as far as size. Maybe it was referring to an older texture sheet. Not sure. Let me set to selected and just scale everything on the Y by half. That looks a little bit better. Selected. Y half, get Y minus 32. Y32? There we go. Yeah, because that's supposed to be a trim texture, and these are supposed to be water. There you go. That's fixed. Cool. Bluestone says just completed HTML for the HTML course. Someone's interested. Oh, asking the programming language question. Here, let me just fix this the fast way. So let me just select these edges. Loops, Control X, scale Y, 2. And just recut these. I think that was correct, yeah? Nope, that was not correct. There we go. There we go. Cool. So meshes should be basically they have two textures. One is for the level geo, and one is for like prop geo, and that's just what I'm kind of going through and fixing here. Take a look. There we go. Level geo, prop geo. Yeah, I don't know. I think as a developer, you learn to be completely flexible with whatever language you know at any given time. A lot of times, you know, like if you're working just like a normal day job, it'll require you just to learn languages at a drop of a hat, depending upon, you know, like one time I had to learn PowerShell because, you know, our build system was had a significant chunk written in PowerShell, and nobody knew how to edit the build scripts, so I had to learn PowerShell. You know, I think once you learn one programming language, the rest just kind of you can kind of pick them up pretty quick. Cool. Shore up all of that. Nice. Cool. I think it's good. Let me save this. There we go. There we go. Do I have a little mock scene? Yeah, this mock scene isn't super great. This guy's just kind of hanging out. Oh, yeah, because I was working on trying to get a metal one that I just wasn't feeling, I think. Yeah. But I like this one way better just because it had just like the little ropes are a nice touch. And the house not perfect. If you look from the top, like I've kind of offset the beams a little bit, and like the cross beams and the foot planking, so it just reads a little bit more natural. Again, like I think this is again, I'm trying to avoid a lot of curved elements this time around, just because like the collision's kind of a nightmare. And also like for unwrapping stuff, like you notice like these two arches. I've tried to unwrap the newer stuff because this is the old style of unwrapping where it follows the texture more closely, but it results in these weird artifacts. So I'm trying to use a little bit more of a, I don't know, I guess a pixel perfect approach, which is also a little bit more like era specific, appropriate texturing as well. Cool. So Chad says he's working in Python, Ruby, and JavaScript and C++ these days. That's a pretty good swath of languages. I don't know if I ever used Scala. That's an interesting one. I've used C++ and TypeScript and JavaScript and Java professionally. I think what else I've used. And C Sharp. Yeah, I worked for Microsoft for a while, so there's a lot of C Sharp development going on there too. Architectural elements. Okay. And I'm just trying to get a feel. Like I don't know. Like again, I think I want to have it so that these decorators do a lot of the heavy lifting for us. I think that's just the smart way to go about it. The windows are cool. Maybe something for the ceiling. I'm not sure. I'm like trying to keep the ceiling kind of high and like out of sight, out of mind almost. I can just kind of freestyle and maybe build on this level a little bit more. Hey Chad, you know what's going on with these black gen infos that are kind of left in the editor after I'm done running something? Let me close that and let me just take a look. Maybe just go ahead and merge in, develop into my branch. There are a lot of changes. I think I resolved the conflicts okay. Let's just commit. I think that's good. Okay. And let's push these to origin. And again, this is just working on my new feature branch, so I'm not impacting develop at all. Okay. Looking back at this, my first dungeon scene, I had like this stuff, which was really cool and modular, but it was just a pain in the neck to place. I'm trying to think of just bigger chunks work a little bit easier together. What Git GUI? That's just the GitHub app. Help about GitHub Desktop. I think they rewrote their Windows desktop in, I think it's Electron now. Of course, everything's in Electron, but yeah, just an artifact of me setting up my machine again, or setting up a new machine this week. So a lot of my software has been updated. So Chad says, with the latest changes to the game and the editor show the same running code that might have caused that. Let me flip over to. I think I have all my changes committed in this branch. Let me flip over to develop, and let me try running the editor from there and see if I get the same artifacts. File open. I think start should do this, right? Levels, start, So I think there's definitely gin info stuff going on here in start. Oh, weird. Oh. Looks like the mesh selection actually shoots through world geometry, which is interesting. And I've never really noticed the highlight before. That's cool. I guess it's super. It's much more improved versus the old way. Because the old way, it wasn't always consistent what you were highlighting. So that's really nice. Can I select something? Yeah, I can select something without actually. It looks like even though like the world geo would clip through it, I can still select it, which is cool. So if I hit play, do we get gin infos here? It looks like some. Like, yeah, those are the dark ones there. So view, I can say level, set theme. Dungeon should be fine. Play. A lot of these decoration objects are just hand placed here in this level, but some of them should be created with the gin info. What if I open up just a file? Open to open up a generator dungeon start one load. Play. So yeah, these are all new gin infos, and if I escape out, they aren't there. Curious. But it was kind of reproing on the start, I thought, a little bit. Level start. Oh, start load. Like I thought I saw some up here over here. Nope, those are just dark to begin with. I don't know why they're dark. Or they're just being rendered. I don't know. They're just being rendered strangely. Dunno. Okay, well, I guess I'll just push onward. Yeah. No, I think, have I think I, so I before I left Microsoft, I did a little work with the VS Code team, so I have debugged that, and that is built on Atom, I believe, or Electron. I forget. I only had to actually look into the VS Code source a few times. Mostly we were developing plugins for VS Code. Git switch branch to there's new dungeon theme. Editor and play. Okay. Yeah, test. I like to bury my stuff for some odd reason. Okay. So what if, like, what would verticality look like in these areas? If I were to hit G to select that and do something like this. Just carve that. Let me pull the ceiling up to the same height. Grab that handle. And that's the floor handle. There we go. There we go. Pull it up like that. And let's just pull this up. So. And now if I start my cursor here, I can just quickly carve out. And it also maintains the correct floor and ceiling height, which is good. I'm just trying to think. I'm just thinking the process of what some vertical. Because right now my mockup is very flat, and I want to see what like vertical elements, what they'll look like, and like maybe if I can add stuff there. The textures to line up neatly. Um, That is nice. I can select stuff through the world now, because that way it was really easy to get this propped up where it needed to go. Except for I didn't mean to. Yeah, hold on Alt to get it. Nope. Alt Shift, Joshua. There we go. I'm just gonna throw some props up here and just kind of freestyle for a little bit, trying to figure out what this stuff should look like. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I might be a little quiet. Again, the old brain is feeling fried today. No, Mike. I was very fortunate to work at Microsoft. Like they take care of their employees well, and I really worked with talented people that were very intelligent. It was a cool place to work. Um, Again, it just like for me, it's just the team you're on and the management you're under makes all the difference in the world. You know. And I just couldn't find one that I was particularly thrilled to be on, unfortunately. Like I worked with good people and for good people. It's just, yeah, wasn't a good fit. I can't easily flip that, can I, without messing the collision all the way up? If I rotate this bad boy, yeah. Have a -1 collider. Is that even a break collision entirely? Yeah, it does. But right now it's just visual stuff. Just trying to see what it looks like. I can create a better solution to that here if I really think it's something to keep. Not bad. I was thinking what might be easier, because I think we have some things like you can place like an architectural mesh there, and all this is just a thing to cover up a ramp, if that makes sense. So I could select the tile underneath it, maybe as long as these kind of line up, you can kind of fudge having actual like steps, which is kind of cool, I suppose. You get some Z fighting there. That could probably be easily fixed by just offsetting it a teensy amount. Also, I wonder if it'd just be easier just to have a stair texture. Like I have this. Do that. I have save, and then I have this thing I was playing around with a while back. Where is it? There we go. Dishonored replay project. Yeah, so I was playing around with this. Here I have just a stair texture built into it without having to worry about extra geo. I'm thinking something like this might be easy for Delver, just to quickly crank out stairs rather than have to worry about hand placing all those meshes. Let me try something like that. See if that's something that's useful. Okay, so let's go to here. Let's open up textures, dungeon, textures. And then again, I think I'm probably not going to include the. I'll probably let the wood stuff be its own texture area. So maybe I can just repurpose this bottom half as just specialty textures. Because typically I've been like this row up here has been tiling in the X and the Y. That's how that's laid out. So that's That's these, and then these are X only. That's these. And then these tend to be these like floor. That's too thick. Floor and ceiling. So then these can be special. Bluestone, yeah, that Dishonored, that low poly Dishonored thing was the thing I did for fun for earlier this year. Every once in a while I come back to work on it, but I like it again. I haven't been making very much time for personal art, so unfortunately it hasn't really progressed very much. But it's fun to work in lower res because I can usually work relatively quick. And I did figure out how to do a hot reload in Photoshop. You hit the F12 button, but you have to have had made a change and then hit F12. So if I make a texture change in another image editor, I won't be able to hot load it until I get the little asterisk up there, meaning that this file's dirty, which is weird, but it's not. It's a small tweak to work around because sometimes if you remember from I think last stream, I was hopping back and forth in between Photoshop and Blender painting textures that way. Okay, so let's see if I can just make a crude stair texture, kind of following the style of that little low poly guy I just showed. I think if I look at it again, I think I try to fake it by having having a highlight and a low light, kind of trying to simulate the three-dimensionality of the whole space. And actually, a cool thing somebody let me know, I think on one of my YouTube videos, you can actually change this walk height. So if you go to File, User Preferences, I think it's Input. Then down here, these two values are grayed out, but you can still use them. So let's say my view height is 0.8. And now when I go into hit Shift F to go into first person mode and hit Tab, I'm lowered down, but that's still probably too tall for this little mock-up. Let me go a little bit lower. User prefs, input, maybe like 0.4. There we go. Yeah, because you should be, the door should roughly like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm just trying to create like this little, I guess, done wall feeling, little pixel town. You can see I never finished the ground. I kind of burnt out on that, but I had some cool little tiling textures, and also the funny thing about this preview mode in Blender is if you hit space, you basically blink. So that's kind of funny. Yeah, and I got the little like little heating duct things you can drop off onto. You can kind of try to sneak around. Yeah, I love Dishonored. So maybe I'll come back to this. Right now, I'm just trying to keep it like the texture sheet's pretty small. Just playing around. But it is it's good to take a small break, but also to I mean there are definitely things I'm learning, like this little area over here was pretty cool, like how to do stairs with just texture. I think it works relatively well. So let's just try having like a light side and a dark side to the stairs. I think that'll work the best. I can quit, sure. Cool, thanks. Blah, 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 blah. This is 32 by 32. So 4 steps would be 8 pixels each, and then they would cut in half to have like a front and a top and a bottom. So let me just try grabbing. Just grab a chunk here, and I can kind of massage it into place. There we go. I think that's 9 pixels instead of, yeah. Let me just really crudely, what I need is I need that. You hit Control-Shift-C just to copy your entire layer stack, which can be handy for certain things. And then I was holding Alt and Shift and dragging this around. Just kind of quickly try to get this dither thing going. Again, I think on my other machine I have a dither brush set up, but not on this one. All those little things when you do a new machine that you forget about. Okay, so that's 8 tall, and I really want to have the highlight shouldn't live there, but the highlight should live somewhere like here, I think. That makes sense here. Bluestone says, cut again, Joshua. How are we able to make a custom overworld like the hills generator? Wasn't a generated map. The overworld, I think, is built using Perlin noise. If you take a look, if you download the overworld mod and look at some of the properties set on there, you should be able to kind of suss out how to create your own. Yeah, that's the one I mean too. Yeah, the Hawaii, the outdoor mod is a generated world that is only limited by floating point numbers, so it's pretty big. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's something, the outdoor support is something Chad snuck into the last update. Okay, that might be okay. I might not hate that. Let me real quick just kind of just duplicate this a few times. Cool. And quickly clean up some of these repetitive elements. Yeah, you should be able to create some between the outdoor support and the level warping. You should be able to create some um, very large, very large areas. My concern is they will all just feel kind of samey unless you do a lot of effort to make them kind of stand out from each other. Kind of like I guess some of like similar to what some of the issues folks had with No Man's Sky, where procedural generation is not a magic bullet. It has to be used correctly, for it to actually be effective. I'm not claiming that we're doing it, to the fullest, either. Like I am aware that we do have our shortcomings. I still get to play No Man's Sky. I need now that I have a machine that can run it. I probably will eventually. Yeah, no, I think procedural tools are definitely something that we need to investigate further. I think there's a lot of potential in that. Just assisting designers, um, you know, just I guess the real question is where to like how much control to give designers versus how much to give the computer. But I mean, I do love PCG. I think it's a cool topic. Uh, Michael says, "Have I played Strafe on my new PC yet?" I have actually. Played a little bit more of Strafe. I've also been playing. I bought it and I couldn't run it, but now I've been playing a little bit of Doom 2016, and turns out I can run. I used to not be able to run it like at maybe 16, 20 frames a second, and now I can run the new Doom at 60 frames at 4K res, which is pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, I've been enjoying some of that as well. It is crazy beautiful, and I love some of the stuff they're doing in there. But to me, the new Doom feels a lot like Quake 3, actually, which I think is cool. I love the heck out of Quake 3. Let me just merge this down, save it, and then let's just pop in the editor and see if this is actually going to work or not before I spend way too much time on this without actually having something that's usable. So if I delete that, I think I can hit then hit K to refresh. Then now let's select this and then go to floor, dungeon. There we go. Turn it. There we go. Not awful. Not awful as a place to start, I suppose. And then let's just do something like this and this. And with this, I can make the floor say this. Pull this up to here, and pull this one up to here, then turn this one again. I turned it. It was right the first time. That kind of works, but it definitely. Yeah, I think Delver deserves actual 3D stairs. Now that I see that, Architecture meshes. There. It's just the problem with this is that the model is a fixed height, so you have to. It only works on certain angles. Yeah. Also, I guess it's clipping through the floor here too, so I have to kind of tweak it a little bit more. Oh, bummer. I was hoping that would be because I mean, I guess from a distance it looks okay, but when you get up close, you could definitely see the fakeness of it. Chad says it looks like a good ceiling texture. Yeah, it almost does look like it almost looks like a roof texture. Yeah. No, Hawaii Beach pointed out that I haven't even tried it with Vulkan yet. That's interesting. I was only just running it off of just I guess it's the standard OpenGL renderer. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with mesh stairs, but I might play around with maybe having some more variety, so you don't always have to have a fixed incline for the stairs, and yeah. The Grand Theft Auto, nope. Like maybe if I can afford to make another project, I might try something like that. I don't know, like. But Delver is strictly single player because we don't have those kind of resources. Cool. Well, an interesting experiment. Didn't really pan out per se. Cool. Well, I think I'm just gonna relax and play a little Delver right now. Maybe just talk about some stuff. Let me just flip over to develop. Close. Let me just discard the changes because I'm not going to keep them. Play some Delver. Michael says, I have a screenshot of what Joshua did for the flat stairs. Can I link it? Sure. If you think there's value in it, Michael, go ahead. All right. Yeah, like these fog glows just aren't really. For some reason, they're not really just. They're not. I'm not feeling them, and I'm not sure why. That link is broken for me. Yeah, I'm getting into scary places now, Michael. Oh no, no worries. Yeah, and I think I remember looking at the update there where Chad said he'd fix the particle effects on the torches, which is really cool because now that just adds just a little bit of variety to them that kind of helps break out the sprite animation a little bit. Again, yeah, with this dungeon area refresh, I'm looking to get away from a lot of these just like these long corridors aren't particularly interesting, so I'm looking to get away from some of that. Also, some of like these randomly generated like these are just kind of awkward where you come up to areas, and the door might already be open, and it looks like it's a dead end, so we got to be careful about how the rooms actually join too. Ooh, excellent bow. Or like that poor door. Can I actually shoot under that? Here, let me give myself some arrows. Yeah, I can shoot underneath that. Speed. There we go. And of course he poisons me. That was not the correct potion to drink. And I drank more poison because it's not going to be a good run, I suppose. That one? And now I'm poisoned and paralyzed. So like maybe drinking all the potions when you're panicking isn't the best. Come on, pants. There we go. Eh. Trying to find the next floor down. These rooms are always, I think they're interesting in the fact they always feel like little arenas. It almost makes me wonder if we should have like little kind of like monster closet-y areas. Like if you ever played Dungeons of Dreadmore, occasionally you'd open up into a room and it would be a monster zoo. So maybe something like that could be interesting. But you don't want to have it so full you can't navigate, but having this kind of extra mobility plus this line of sight blocker does give you some interesting like tactical opportunities. Plus, like it's going to throw a trap downer here and there. It might be nice to try to design some of the new dungeons with that kind of in mind, maybe. But more speed. Oh, cool. Yeah, that looks nice, Michael. Oh wait, no, that's Hawaii. Hawaii's Hawaii linked that. Sorry. Yeah, the Legend of Zelda. I guess I don't know. Like I haven't really. Unfortunately, I've kind of. I need to pay more attention to the mod scene. Like I don't know. Like the past couple weeks have been really. I don't know. Like I've just been off. Like, I don't know. Life's just been a little weird right now. Oh, you fixed link that, yeah, because that looked like Michael's work, but I wasn't 100% sure. Come on, next level down. Ah. I line these guys up. Yeah. Trying to think. The room isn't totally detached, is it? No, I can get there. Like I finally had it happen to me where it generated a room that was disconnected. I no clip through to verify that, yeah, that was the case. Because I've seen some folks complain about the room builder, how it does create disconnected levels sometimes. Chad, for debug purposes, do we have a way of capturing a seed? Like, is it saved in the player's save file or something like that? Sure, I think Bluestone suggested, hey, why not play some mods? Which I think is a good suggestion. Why not? There's cool stuff out there, and if you don't know, we do have Steam Workshop support. So let's check out some cool stuff. We'll just throw a bunch of let's just throw a bunch of stuff in and see what happens. Cool. Yeah. So let me see. Library, games. Have I installed Dilbert on my new machine yet? Yes, I have. Nope. Install this machine. There we go. Next. Finish. Yeah, because if we had a seed somewhere and people sent us like a save file for a bug report, it might help us repro issues. Maybe I'm not sure how deterministic things are. Cool. So we can browse the workshop, and yeah, it looks like there are. It always tells me there's 28 things, even though I know there are more than that. Well, there's roughly that. So yeah, let's throw in the overworld. Why not? Let's install Javier's weapon expansion pack. Wait, subscribe. Oh, there we go. Does it? There we go. What else? Chris's crossbow. That's already subscribed, so I should be downloading a bunch of stuff for this already. Let's add Mark Solly's Berserk sword. Let's throw in Dungeons of Falora. This looks interesting, and I've not yet played it, so let's subscribe to that. And I think that's just throwing in some bits and bobs. Let's throw in Bluestone's the library because that's cool. Yeah. Hopefully that should be a decent amount of variety. Elber play. Elber mods also are tiny. So play. Let's just see what we get dealt. Hopefully something crazy. Okay, looks like one of the mods has changed the skybox. Not sure what that's all about. Oh, this might be the Dungeons of Falora, maybe? I've never seen this start room before. That's cool. Looks like the gen infos aren't working though, because that's a quick way to get a lot of variety fast. Hit key. Ooh, there's a key there. Open. Oh, unlocked. So that one took the key. Interesting. I wonder if this is not generated anymore. Oh, but it might be hand built. I'm not sure. Yeah. Stolen bow and a key. Interesting. This is cool. An adventurous sword. Yeah, so there's lots of custom stuff here, actually. Interesting. So so if I would have maybe gone the other way around, it wouldn't have gotten the stolen bow. Unless there's a key over here. Also, let me check. Let me break open these crates and stuff. Oh, look at that. Sneaky, sneaky. Oh man, a flamberge. Which isn't as good as this one, but it's still pretty cool, so I'll keep it. Hopefully I'm not into spoilery parts here. No, yeah, these ceilings are interesting. The whole arched kind of effect. I'm not sure if it's kind of like simulating like how cellars are kind of done, but it feels like it's kind of partially collapsed. Whoa! Yes, That was great. I approve of that. Um, was there a secret in here? Yeah, what's that all about? Oh, maybe you could drop down into here. Maybe there's an affordance for that. Here? Yeah, this feels very hand created, which is cool. There we go. Now the barrel's on fire. There we go. Another secret door here. It's a cool usage of the secret doors and the keys. I like this. This is like this is another like big hall area. I like the pillars. It's a cool use of this architectural mesh. It's scaled up a bit, but I think it works okay. Set him on fire and set your friend on fire. There we go. Now set the tables on fire. Burn everything, please. Can I burn everything? Unless, oh, yeah, those aren't set as breakable, but these should catch on fire. I need to figure out a way to make the fire system like maybe have more flammable stuff in the level just to make it more useful, perhaps. Is it a mage over there? There's a broken sword. And now that I know that there are locked keys. Oh, and the stone door is on fire. Nice. Can you just burn down locked doors? That actually is a really interesting idea. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if this is not generated, if this is hand built. I wonder if I can just burn my way through all the doors without using any keys. This is very interesting. Yeah, so it is handmade, which is cool. I'm glad somebody made a handmade part, which if it is truly handmade, like a total conversion, it might be stomping over other parts. That's okay. So let's do, I guess, health. Grab this, and let's grab Flamberge, and let's just see if I can. We're gonna set the other door on fire. Why can I not set that one on fire? So there's a key here. I can go here. Maybe there's a flag you can flip whether doors are flammable or not. Don't you set me on fire! Okay. Stolen bow. Alright, I'm just trying to use fire to my advantage. It should propagate because it's kind of a low chance to propagate. But hopefully I can this whole line of zombies will just burn up. Maybe that's why they included this specific weapon in their mod, because of the way you can use it. Oh, he survived actually, interesting. Let's equip this buckler just for a little bit of extra armor. Interesting, yeah. So it sounds like Plaxis is theorizing maybe I was hitting the enemy versus the door. Let me shut this door and then let me see if I can set it on fire. It is worn already. Yeah, it looks like, what about this one? Huh. Weird. It was cool. I'm glad it happened. I think I have one key, so I'm kind of anxious where I should use it. Must open elsewhere. Okay. Unlocked. Oh, goody. So there's a key up here. Okay, cool. This is up above. Wow, I didn't even notice that. And there's a secret door back here. Inside here. Oh, little friend. Lots of little friends. You can just set them all on fire. Ah! Kind of speed my way out of here. Or am I on... Yeah, set the whole dungeon on fire. I think actually... There we go. Yeah, fire weapons are super powerful, but they should be kind of rare, actually. They shouldn't find them all the time. I think this pushing sword, which I assume has high knockback. Oh, what's that all about? Ah, that's so cool. I like that. Yeah, this probably lets you drop down to get to the stolen bow if you'd gone the other way, which is cool. It's nice that they include an affordance to kind of backtrack there. So that one was opened by twisting that thing. I think this is an intentionally broken sword, which makes me curious if there's any other properties on it. I don't know. Super curious. Ah. Nice. Oh, oh man. So this mod is actually really cool. I should probably spend some time with it. But yeah, I've died several times. It's kind of interesting that it's because it's hand built. Tends to have higher enemy counts, and there's kind of a nice like there's a design like kind of how to navigate the dungeon, and there's a couple of different routes to take, and I really like that. I think we're getting short on time. I was planning on streaming 2 hours today, and then I'm going to go hang out with my family. So this coming week, I should have more time to work on Delver. I think my contract work should be wrapped up. It better be wrapped up. I think I have one more thing to do, maybe. Pop that up there in case what you saw you thought was interesting. You can support us. DelverGame.com. You can go on Steam. We're in early access. You can buy it for $7.99. You can buy it on Humble if that's your thing. Let me think. I've had a great stream. I'm sorry, I was a little out of my rhythm. But we got a little bit done. Mostly just kind of updating my computer, getting my development branch kind of updated with the main branch. Thanks everybody for watching. I look forward to every Sunday and hanging out with you folks and talking about game development. It is something I really enjoy. You can follow me on Twitter at Joshua Skelly. Occasionally I will do bonus streams throughout the week. I didn't do one this week, but the previous week I did. And that just kind of happens as I have time. So I may shoot for one on like Wednesday or Thursday, just kind of in the middle of the day. So you can think of like a little lunch break or evening break wherever you live in the world. Yeah, and also thank you for if you purchased Delver, thank you. That directly financially supports me and the kind of work I'm trying to do. So hopefully I will see you folks in a few days, and have a good week.